Dubai schools announced 2-day remote learning. With unstable weather predicted to take place Wednesday night to Thursday, the Dubai government announced remote learning for all private schools. The practice will begin in the Emirates on Thursday and Friday. Additionally, the NCMA announced the peak of storm conditions is expected from Wednesday night to Thursday.
The Dubai Media Office stated that all private schools will undergo remote learning on May 2 and 3. The Dubai government promptly enacted remote learning for private schools to ensure safety for all.
Now, this proactive decision prioritizes the well-being of students and staff, allowing them to continue their studies without risking exposure to potential dangers from the storm. Which I think, honestly, it is good on schools, because what happened on April 16th is the storm hit with all of the warnings that has come, but no one has taken it seriously. And the moment it is hit, it went into chaos.
100% agree. Whoever, the people at the KHDA, when they announced that schools were going to close on April 16th, we didn't really know, we knew it was serious, but we obviously did not know the extent of it. And you have to go up against parents in this case, and even now, when they made this announcement, like, you're seeing a really mixed bag of responses. So Venkat on Twitter says, great decision. We're ready to tune into our home classroom, safety first, but learning doesn't stop. Here's to saying cozy, staying dry and keeping those brains engaged, whether you're in pajamas or at a desk. I love that response, Venkat. However, then you've got Govsden, who said, is this some kind of training? This does not sound right. Kids are not doing well on remote learning. Staring at the computer for 7 hours is not healthy. I hope schools will reconsider and just make an offer and stay open as they should.
Look, I do agree with the fact that remote learning is not the ideal learning experience that a student should have. And this was only introduced after COVID. But sometimes because I know for a fact that school fees are very expensive, and parents take it in the way of like, we are paying that much, so why isn't our child taking that full-on experience? So it's very hard for parents to understand that it's safety comes first. And it's not only the safety of their kids, but the safety of the driver, the safety of the bus driver, the safety of the teacher, the safety of the principal, the safety of everyone at the school. It's a whole team that, that are coming to the school to give your child the experience. So it's all the time better to be safe, and just like for a few days.
You're so right, because there's the practicalities. I totally get it from the parents' front. And when it was announced last night, you feel like a thunderous uproar across the country of every single student in the country, majority, rejoicing at the fact that they've got 2 days home learning this week. They're delighted. And then you see the parents dealing with that. The kids are hyper. The parents are working. The parents also may not have even been told to work from home themselves. Really tricky for the parents. However, when we're in a point where we've seen something that we've never seen before in our time 2 weeks ago, and I think we're all a little bit sore from what happened on April 16th and seeing the aftermath, the next morning driving out onto the roads and being like, wow, something major has happened here and it's going to take more than a day. You have to respect when authorities put safety first and say stay home if it's not essential that you leave your home. So well done, KHDA, I think.
That is true. I was thinking today morning while I was having breakfast, I was like, man, how lucky are the kids? I wish I lived at a certain age, or like a certain at the period where where I had remote learning.
Yeah.
And I would not have to see my calculus teacher or my science teacher. I don't know. I was thinking they're so lucky. You know what I mean?
There's two sides.
There's two sides, of course, to every story. But what I'm thinking is I do understand the parents' perspective. However, as well, what happens is often, if you think about it, when such conditions happen, like the storm that has happened on April 16th, the parents and people go like, oh yeah, man, I wish I knew that would have happened. I would have done things differently. Well, you have the chance to do things differently now.